What's up, guys? It's playoff time. Means it's time for the playoff edition of More Football, please. I'm only going to be doing one video every 2 weeks for each matchup, so there will not be a video next week. And I'm going to do this a little different. I'm not going to do game breakers for each team. I'm just going to look more at like a position and tell you which team I feel has the advantage and maybe a few factors that the series can hinge on. So first off, we have the two Dookies playing it out in the toilet bowl, the Silent Assassins and Taco Corp. I think that there's a clear QB advantage to Taco Corp with Philip Rivers and Matthew Stafford, especially the way Stafford's been playing recently. He's finally coming on later in the year. And for the Silent Assassins, I'm going to give you the slight advantage at receiver. I think that Dez Bryant, he's great. He's just having a really, really weird year. Alshon Jeffries is good, and Larry Fitzgerald's playing very well this year too. For that, I'm going to give you the advantage at receiver. I think the winner of this entire series really is going to hinge on the play of the defense for both teams. I think that the way it looks right now, Taco Corp's defense puts up a lot more fantasy points than the Silent Assassins. So I think that if the Silent Assassins can clean up their defense a little bit, then they'll have a real shot of winning this. But enough of that crap. I'm not going to deal with the toilet bowl anymore. Now we're on to the consolation ladder. We have Team Opium versus the team up north. Both of these teams are actually very good, especially Team Opium. Every time I look at Ben's roster, I wonder like how he's lost all these games because his team's pretty stacked. With that, I think that he has the clear wide receiver advantage. I know that the team up north has Allen Robinson, who's been playing well. He had that freak 40-point game last week, but it's not going to happen every week. So, Team Opium, Brandon Marshall, Mike Evans, Stevie Johnson, who is the number one target now that Keenan Allen's hurt. He'll have a good receiving matchup throughout the series. The team up north, I'm going to give you the advantage at running back. Thomas Rawls, West, and Matt Forte. Rawls and West are probably only relevant till the end of this year, but they're on teams that just feed them the ball, so helps you out a lot. I actually think that the winner of this game is going to be, well, the winner of this series, rather, will be determined based on the play of the tight ends. I actually have a pretty good tight end matchup. We have Team Opium with Jason Witten, Benjamin Watson, and Delaney Walker. And then we have the team up north with Greg Olsen, Scott Chandler, who's replacing the injured Gronkowski. So if Gronkowski comes back, then team up north's in trouble. And Jacob Tamme, who can go off if he sees enough targets. The Falcons have been playing like shit, so he suffered from that. On the defensive side of the ball, I actually like Team Opium's linebackers a lot more than the team up north. But the secondary the advantage has to go to the team up north, especially with Tyrann Mathieu. The only thing, be cautious with the secondary players because they play against a team like St. Louis or Minnesota that doesn't really throw the ball. Then they're really not going to put up that many points, especially against like St. Louis. No predictions. Just I think this matchup will be a very very high scoring one. A very fun one to watch. The next one in the constellation ladder, War Daddy Buck U versus Team Reno. The quarterback advantage, I'm giving to War Daddy Buck U, Andy Dalton, Drew Brees. It's good play right now. They're playing all right. The running back advantage, I'm going to give to Team Reno. Jonathan Stewart, especially against the Falcons, so he's going to run all over us. Chris Ivory and Lamar Miller, they're going to keep on feeding Lamar Miller until he finally does something with his life, which probably isn't going to happen. They should just give up hope. That guy's trash. Every single year. He's going to do something this year. He's going to do something this year, and he never does. Ever. I don't know why people believe in him. I don't believe in him. The receivers for both of these teams are actually pretty well matched, but there are two receivers from each team that need to ball out and beat two other receivers from the opposing team. War Daddy Buck U has Demaryius Thomas and AJ Green. Team Reno, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. I would say that the Brown-Hopkins combo should score more points than the Green-Thomas, especially with the Broncos having a new quarterback, still getting used to the system. But AJ Green's been balling out lately, and all it takes is a touchdown. That can change the course of a game. This game will be a lot of fun to watch. On the defensive side of the ball, both these teams are pretty evenly matched. I would like to see Dakota fix up his lineup. I don't want to see him tank, but I mean, you got to get draft picks, right? Now we're on to the playoffs, where we will be looking at our first matchup between the Abdullah Express versus the Bold City Tigers. Now, the Abdullah Express rode a 6-game win streak to make the playoffs at the 3 seed, second place in Celadon City Division. The Bold City Tigers finished at a comfortable first place in the Pallettown Division. The advantage that the Bold City Tigers have over the Abdullah Express is clearly at quarterback. Rogers and Brady, two of the best in the game. They're going to need to be on their best play, putting up points for you, helping you out, get you the win. I think there's a clear running back advantage going towards the Abdullah Express. Latavius Murray, Abdullah obviously, and Jeremy Hill, who apparently is getting more touches, possibly getting up to that level of play that we're used to seeing him play at. Right now, I believe that the tight ends can hurt the Bold City Tigers, especially if Gronk doesn't come back. Martellus Bennett has, I think that's his first name, but IR, done for the year. Cameron, try and find someone off the waiver wire. Good luck with that. Tight ends are slim pickings. Sorry about that. Hopefully Gronk can come back sooner rather than later for you. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to give the linebacker advantage to the Bold City Tigers. KJ Wright, Daryl Smith, and I forget your other linebacker off the top of my head, but very good plays, all of them. And you'll be all right. The defensive line, I'm going to give to the Abdullah Express. I don't remember any of the players off my line, but it's on my notes that I like your defensive line more, so congratulations. Both of these guys, I think that tight ends are really going to play a factor. The receivers are obviously just, I think, kind of like the weaker spots of both of these teams. But all it takes is a touchdown, like I said, and you'll be all right. And last but not least, the Ben Gomez's versus Giovanni's Rockets. I think every advantage goes to Cody on this game. Cody's first place in Celadon City, the division that has 3 of the 4 playoff teams, and 11-2 record, best in the league, and probably the clear favorite to win. And I am simply the cockroach that will not die, even with all the injuries on my team. The clearest advantage that Cody has over me is running backs. He has Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman, TJ Yeldon. I have like Melvin Gordon. And the only advantage that I can see myself having over him on the offensive side of the ball is my tight ends. That is if Gary Barnidge continues this type of play that he's doing this year. And if Tyler Eifert can come back. He didn't play last week. He was hurt. A big part of this game will be the receivers. That's probably part of my team that has sustained the least amount of injuries. So hopefully our receivers, for both of us, can put up some points for us. Cody's guys have been a little bit more consistent throughout the year, where mine have been kind of sporadic. And especially with it being a 2-week series, consistency usually wins. So we will see. I'm going to give the defensive advantage to Cody on almost all fronts, especially in the secondary. I'm having trouble figuring out who I want to plug in back there. The only advantage that I will give myself over Cody on the defensive special team side is my punter will beat your punter. I put money on it. And that's it. Good luck to everyone in the playoffs. Good luck to everyone in the consolation ladder and their toilet bowl. Haha.